Hello and welcome back to the Women's Football Chat. Today we are back with another round of the WSL season. Time for more predictions for game week 17 of the 23-24 Women's Super League season. We've got some huge games this weekend. Yet again, the title race will take more twists and turns, and which way will it all pan out at the end of the weekend? Well, that's what we're going to predict today. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start with a Saturday, as we always do. Let's go in chronological order. It would make no sense to do otherwise. So first up, the 12:30 kickoff, the lunchtime kickoff, it's the Manchester derby. Games don't get much bigger than derbies, do they, Harry?
No, they don't. This is going to be a very, very good one. Very highly contested game. Yes, City are probably the better side right now, but I think both sides still give each other a good game.
But that means there's pressure on Man City. They're in the title fight. For Manchester United, this game is just about the pride of the derby. And will that weigh on City potentially? I mean, last weekend they were able to absolutely destroy Brighton. I don't think there's any other way you can put it. A 4-0 victory was very comprehensive. As for Man United, they've been very up and down recently. But this weekend does represent a chance for them to get back at their rivals, show some promise going into next season that they might be able to compete at the front. So Harry, how do you see this game panning out?
Yeah, City have shown they can rise to the occasion every time they've needed to this season, and United, a slim win against the Bristol City side who had a player less, wasn't brilliant last weekend, so I'm going to go with City to get the win. I think it'll be 2-0, and it'll be goals from Khadija Shaw and Laura Coombs.
Fair enough. That's a very sensible prediction. But as anyone who's watched the channel for a while will know, I'm not here for sensible predictions. I'm here for bold predictions. Manchester City 2, Manchester United 2. I think Mark Skinner is going to pull off a masterclass. Do I have any supporting evidence or backing for this? Absolutely not. It's just on a whim. I think it's a derby. United are going to turn up. They're going to want to play well. And I think they will. They'll show up for this one. I think City will score first. Actually, no, I think United will score first. If not, City will win. So I'll say United will score first through Lucia Garcia. Then City will strike back through Khadija Shaw because she's incredible. Then it will be a City. They'll take the lead, and it will be. Well, I'm tempted to go Laura Coombs. You've said Laura Coombs, so I'm going to back Casper Ryan. Not often likes the goals, but I'll back at a score here. And then for Manchester United, a late equaliser, a dramatic equaliser from Niall Soon. It'll be a ball into the box. A missed header, a scuffed clearance, drops to the edge. She strikes it low and hard, bottom corner. And United fans, the travelling support go crazy as Manchester City look at what would be a terrible drop of points this weekend.
Fair enough.
On to the Sunday then. Let's have a look at the first game. It's the 1 o'clock kickoff, a derby, Everton versus Liverpool, the Merseyside derby. Everton, they've had a very mixed season. They've had some really good performances. They've also had some difficult games. They find themselves in a position where they're not really at risk of relegation just because of Bristol City at the moment. They're not going to go up anywhere because they're not that close to teams directly above them. They're not really in a great position, Everton. They've not had a fantastic campaign. But similarly to Manchester United, they could go and take on their rivals this weekend and take something from the game. They are the home side here, Everton, which does pay dividends. And Liverpool, while they've been strong this campaign and put on some really good performances, they've also had some really silly games. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Liverpool drop something here. But Harry, how do you see it panning out?
Yeah, I think overall Liverpool probably got the better quality, the better side. And I also think if Manchester United are to lose on the Saturday before, that will bring the fight to Liverpool. That will give them that extra motivation to go and win this game. And I think they will quite convincingly. I will go 3-0 to the away side with goals from Sophie Haug, Shanice van der Sanden, and then I will go Fish.
Fair enough. I like it. I like it a lot. I think this will be a close one, a little closer than you're saying. I'll say Everton 1, Liverpool 2. I still think that Merseyside is red. Sorry to any Everton fans watching. I just think Liverpool are the stronger side. I will say Everton will score first, though. Catch Noyce with that goal. I think that'll probably come in the first 10 minutes, actually. And a lot of people will be going, oh, hang on. Maybe Everton will pull it off here. But then they won't. And Liverpool will come flying back with the punches. And it'll be a goal from Shanice van der Sanden. And I might go for Shanice van der Sanden brace. You know what I am? I'm going to say... no, I'll go Koivisto, actually, provided she's fit. I'll say 2-1 Liverpool with a goal from the Finn, the winner. And that will be a huge goal for Liverpool. Put them... Well, they won't go third in... Don't go fourth in mine because United did get a point, but they'll be closing up to Manchester United. Up next, and in that fight for Europe once again, also in the fight of relegation, it's Bristol City versus Tottenham. Bristol City seem like they're condemned back to another season of Championship football. It's a shame, but they simply didn't have the resources to compete in the Women's Super League. They don't have the squad, the quality required to compete with teams like Tottenham, for example. Tottenham, they've had a great season. They invested a lot last summer. They brought in a really talented young coach in Robert Villaharm, and they're paying dividends as a result. They find themselves in a really strong position right now where they are pushing for that 4th spot in the league. Obviously, that doesn't have any European football attached to it, but it's a good sign given we expect next season that will have those European connotations. So to be pushing into 4th, potentially looking high, looking up the table, that's a really good spot for Tottenham to be in. Do you think they'll play a routine victory, or have Bristol City got a bit of fight left in them at the end of this campaign?
Yeah, Tottenham are really strutting their stuff compared to Bristol City, who are kind of just slowly but surely on their way down to the Championship. So I think Tottenham will have enough in this game. They've looked really good in recent weeks. They've got a big FA Cup semi-final coming up. So a lot of things to look forward to. Pulling in the right direction are Tottenham. And I think we'll get a win here. It'll be a 2-0 win. And it'll be goals from Beth England and Matilda Vinberg after she got her first goal the other week.
I was going to say a big goal for Vinberg last weekend. I'll say a comprehensive win for Tottenham, with Bristol City be on the end of a few hammerings this season. Nothing too bad. I don't think this is going to be too bad, but it's going to be comprehensive. I think it's really going to show that Tottenham are in a position now where they can challenge the top side. So I will say Bristol City 0, Tottenham 5, and I will go for goals. I think Vinberg will score again. Back her after that goal. I think now she may well... Now she's got that first one, they'll start rolling in for her. And then I'm going to go for a Beth England hat-trick because she's a very good footballer. And I will say, tempted to go Grace Clinton, but I'm going to go Olga Artinen instead. May well come off the bench in this one. Not sure if she's fit to start yet, but either way, I think she will score. Up next, it is Leicester City versus Brighton. Two sides who have had very different seasons. Leicester didn't have a lot of expectation coming into this year, but thanks to their free signing Finn, who is now free scoring in Jutta Rantala, and well, a few other players in the squad, mainly Rantala though, they find themselves in quite a healthy position. As for Brighton, they had a lot of expectation. Last summer, they went and got a young coach in Melissa Phillips, went and signed a load of players like Thoris Dottir, they signed Karibali, Ellie Turland. They built up a really strong squad, and yet they've not been at the level they really expected to be. They've been staving off relegation for large parts of this campaign. So how do you think they'll fare here? Will they claim win over Leicester, or will Rantala score again?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting game, and I'm again similar to Tottenham. For Leicester, they're pulling in the right direction. Got a big FA Cup semi-final coming up, and everything seems to be
against Tottenham.
Exactly, and everything seems to be on the up for Leicester. Brighton, it's just another mixed bag. It's another season where I think if Bristol City weren't here, they'd be slap bang in trouble.
Well, they were in trouble last season. They only just survived.
Yeah.
So.
Do you know what that signs up for? A 0-0 draw.
Get us in that coming a mile off. Yeah. Get us in the coming a mile off. I'll go 1-1 here, and I will say it'll be both of their star players. It'll be Jutta Rantala for Leicester, and it'll be Ellie Turland for Brighton. They're brilliant footballers. They, at times this season, have carried their individual or respective sides on their back, and I think they'll do that again here, and for a hard-fought point for both sides. Up next, and it's the game we're live for. Join us from 4:15 on Sunday for West Ham versus Chelsea, as Chelsea look to retain the WSL title. They've got stiff competition as they are currently level on points with Man City. So it's very interesting. So much going on in the WSL right now, so much going on in the women's game. Very excited for this game. Harry, how do you see it panning out?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. I guess you could call it another derby, our third derby of the game week, but it's very loose.
It's a derby, isn't it? Yeah.
West Ham, although they've proven to be giant killers before this year against Arsenal and co., I don't think they'll have enough to stop Chelsea here. And again, we will end another game week with both City and Chelsea tied at the top. It'll be a 3-0 win for the Blues. It'll be a goal from Guro Wrighton because she didn't get her one in the midweek and she's going to get one now. Absolutely robbed. The second goal will come through Nuskin because she is in lethal form.
She always scores.
And I'll go the third will be Kat Macario.
Yeah, fair enough. I like it a lot. I think this is going to be a bit of a heavily rotated side for Chelsea, so I expect it to be a little more difficult to break West Ham down. I will say, however, a 2-0 victory for the Blues. I think Macario will start to this game, or I hope she does. May well not. We'll see how fit she is. But I think she'll start this game, and I think she'll score. And then it'll be... Well, I'm tempted to continue the Shock and Nuskin vibes because she's now got 4 goals in 2 matches. She's lethal. Best defensive midfielder, best goal-scoring defensive midfielder I've ever seen. I will instead say... Erin Cuthbert with a goal. She would have had one in the Arsenal game, but that was, I mean, it wouldn't have gone in, but deflected in from Nuskin. I think she'll actually score one here. And a comfortable 2-0 win for the Blues. Up next then, the final match of the game week. It's Aston Villa versus Arsenal. Aston Villa have fallen very short of expectations this season. This is a chance for them to get back towards that top 4 place, so it looks unlikely that they'll be able to claim it at this rate. As for Arsenal, well, they have slipped out of the title race. It looks like they would need Chelsea and City to both drop 6 points. That's going to be very difficult for Arsenal to have happen. So they've got to keep going there. They've got to keep winning games, secure 3rd place and see if there is still a title race to be had. But it's very difficult. How do you see Arsenal getting on here? Will they be knocked after their Chelsea loss, or will they be motivated to push on for more?
These are 2 sides where the dressing room atmosphere is pretty low right now. I think Arsenal's is less so because, yes, it's going to be very hard to motivate them after that Chelsea loss, but they've still got a Conti Cup to fight for, and they've still got European places to fight for in the league table. So I don't think it's as difficult as that Villa side, who must have no confidence in that dressing room at all. However, I think for Villa, it's about striking while Arsenal's... Usually, you say strike while the iron's hot. It's the reverse effect. Strike while Arsenal's iron is really, really cold.
Before they switch theirs on, just hit it.
Yeah.
Get ironing.
And Villa have been so good this year at taking the lead and then throwing it away towards the end. This will be the reverse of that. Arsenal take the lead early through Stina Blackstenius, and then it will be a very, very frustrating goal to concede for Ida Val's side. In the last 5 minutes, it will be a Rachel Daly goal. Villa finally get a point on the board. They've been doing all right, but finally get a point from a losing position. Arsenal, a really, really poor draw.
I thought you were going to do an exact opposite of what we saw in the reverse fixture, where Arsenal were all goal down. And then the last, I think it was the 88th and then the 90 plus 7th minute, they got to 2 goals and 1-2-1. I thought that's where you're going. Unfortunately not. I think Aston Villa are in a really difficult place right now, and I think Arsenal are going to find a lot of motivation and be desperate to get back to winning ways. In addition, Aston Villa do not have their goalkeeper Daphne van Domselaar. She is out injured. So that is going to be a big mitigating circumstance. So I will say Aston Villa 0, Arsenal 4. I think Arsenal will be desperate to get back to comfortable winning ways, and they will do so with a 4-0 win. I will say a Caitlin Ford goal. I'll say an Alessia Russo goal, because I think she'll come back to starting berth. I will then say Frida Manham, and I will round that off with a Katie McCabe goal, because she's not been in many of the goals recently. However, I will add, I think Katie McCabe will get a yellow card, which I think would put her on a suspension. Okay, so she's out for the... Oh, no, because she got... So I'll say red card, and then she gets suspended for the Conti Cup final. There we go. Aston Villa 0, Arsenal 4. And it'll be 2 yellows for McCabe as well. So that's everything for this game week. That's our predictions. Katie McCabe, red cards, goals everywhere, and Man City dropping points. Loads to talk about in the comments below. So get in there, have your say, and of course, put your own predictions. If you want to keep watching our content, there's going to be a video covering Harry's face right now where we spoke about the WSL title race, whether Arsenal are still in it, and who's going to win the title. So go click it, keep watching us. But that's everything from us on this video. Thank you guys very, very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.